Jailer Rock here, percent off collector, and we're back with another Transformers Friday. And I'm excited because I got a good deal over on Amazon during their wannabe primes. I don't know. I think Prime used to be like the special thing that only came around once in every few well, not few months, but like once a year, maybe twice. And now it seems like they're doing some type of Prime all the time. But hey, you know what? As long as the deals are actual and they're not like those fake deals where they raise the price just to lower it by 10%, I'm cool. And this was actually one, I was able to get this for like, I think it was $31, and it's been upwards of $50. And this is the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Galvatron. So you can see that here. Look at that beautiful signage down there. So we're going to be opening up this bad boy right now. I always thought Galvatron was cool, and I already have another Galvatron which we'll take a look at afterwards. But let's open this up, and ooh, look at that. I mean, I know that as far as you know, not having the plastic and all that, but I actually like the way they do these presentations. I've actually got a couple of these that come in a box like this, and this is sweet. And it's like, honestly, I think by the time the movie and all that, like, I was already into like the next generation and other things, so I didn't even really originally know that his colors looked like this. I was so used to like the more full purple and gray that I didn't know that his original toy had this kind of color scheme. So this is what this is based on. So that was kind of interesting. So I think it's kind of cool because, as I said, I do have that version, which I'll show you guys later. And then I have this version here. So let's get them out of here. These were harder to cut than the first ones. No big deal. So it looks like it is actually just the same as the other one that I have. Just a recolor, which, you know, that kind of stacks for the way they do things. Oh, I think it's still latched in here. Let me pull this out. So it's not as easy as I thought. So in the back you have transform instructions, which I'm not going to use because I'm going to probably go see my good old buddy. This is cool. It comes with the stickers. Oh man, I love the unicorn head. That's awesome. And then all the instructions and all that. Alright, so nothing crazy there. Get that out of here. Alright, so yeah, so that's what it was. Back here there's more stuff that I gotta get rid of to get them out. No problem, no problem. That's what the scissors are for. Oh, there's one down here too. Jeez. Okay. Alright, so now he pops out. Alright, so that's cool. So here we got the figure, but as always, we're going to take a look at the accessories first, and then we'll come back to the figure. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like this is just like the other one that I have. So let me pull these all out. Get that out of here. Alright, so the first thing is the Matrix of Leadership. Come on. You don't wanna zoom in on that? Alright, so there we go. So we got the Matrix of Leadership here. So this one is even a different color, because the one that I have on the other Galvatron that I have is the more traditional color. So that's kind of interesting that it's green like that. And then you have his cannons that go on the sides of his arms. So you got those two there. And then of course his main bad boy weapon there. Alright, so let's look at the figure itself. Let's zoom out a little bit. Alright. So yeah, so this is the same as the other one. And normally I'll show you like the other one at the end, but I just want to show you since it's already in robot form. So this is the other version that I'd gotten earlier. So I mean, it's pretty much exactly the same. It's just a different color scheme. But I mean, I don't I don't have a problem with that. It's cool. Oh my goodness, I didn't know. Look at that. See, I'm a bad collector. I let a spider. Look, a spider actually made like a web up on this guy. I didn't even notice that. Like, I should have dusted him out off better. But yeah, so it's pretty much the same down to everything. So that's just a recolor. But as I said, does not bother me. So let's just talk articulation real quick. So of course you have down here, you have the feet that you can move around. Not a ton, I think, because I think the rest is articulation. You can move this around, but I think, again, this is part of the transformation. Of course, you can rotate. You can see right here, like what would be, I guess, the hip area. You can rotate, and then you can also bend here. And I think all the rest of that is part of the transformation. And then, of course, you can kick forward and kick back. Of course, you got this little thing here that could hamper slightly any movement, but you could do that Jean-Claude Van Damme. I always like that. So of course you got the turn at the waist, got that normal turning. And as far as the hands and arms, so the hands, of course, they're locked in, so it's like you're not gonna be opening up, but of course you can fit the weapons in there. And you don't have a, oh yeah, you can, at first I didn't think you had a twist, but you can twist at the wrists, and then you have your elbow bend. But of course, because you have the tracks that goes to his cannon mode, you have to play around with that as you move that around. And then you have the movement with the shoulders, cool shoulder movement, and on both ends you can spin and rotate that around, so that's cool. And then with the head, you have a little bit of range of motion as far as up and down, but then you can turn on around, and then you can see like the kibble on the back and stuff like that. So overall, like I said, this is basically just a duplicate of the other Galvatron with a different color mode, but as I said, it's sweet. So let's take a moment real quick and put on his accessory. Alright, so here he is decked out with all his weapons. So as you can see, you're able, and I kind of had this down, you're able to put the black guns into his hand. I think you can also put it on the side there, but mainly the cannon is what goes on, like the, I guess it would be the wrist area, I guess forearm area. But I mean, he looks pretty sweet. Most of the time I have these same guns, of course, for my other Galvatron, so for me, I don't really think he needs all that. I think he just looks cool enough with his main cannon on. But still, overall, like I said, I think it's sweet, and I think it's cool to have both of his modes, especially for the price point that I was able to get this for. But this is only part of the battle here. We got to see what he looks like in his cannon mode. So let's take a look. Alright, and here he is in his cannon mode. Thanks again to EMGo for the easy transformation video. If any of you guys have trouble, I've like I said, I've gone to him, I've gone to Toys R Us. Both of them have really good transformation videos, really informative. If I'm not mistaken, I think most of the time EMGo is silent, and it's just like he really just shows you slowly how it's done. And Toys R Us talks about it as well as show it. Either one has worked for me. It's great, and I appreciate them both. So I say check them both out. But as I said, since I had this before, it was also a little bit easier because I do remember transforming him into his mode. It is kind of interesting, I will say now, transforming this twice. It is still possible that maybe I didn't make it that tight, but when I looked at EMGo's video after it was done, it does look just like this. And it's like, the only thing is it does still kind of sometimes seem like it could be tighter, and it could be just because it's new. It could be that I didn't fully transform it right, and after a couple of back and forths I would have it done. I mean, I still think it looks cool in its mode, and I think it just works for the idea of transforming from a robot into a cannon. But I don't know. It's still kind of sometimes like, even though I make sure I follow the instructions to the letter, it still kind of feels like it could be a little bit off. But as I said, I still think it's sweet. I always like Galvatron. Um, I'm sure little adjustments here or there can get it to where it's like, if you wanted to aim down more, like especially back here, like you can play around with the back of it like that. So see, so now you can get more of a straight facing, or if you even want to give it like a pivot down for some reason, you could play around with the back area like that. And I didn't see that you could do anything here. I'm sure maybe you probably could find a place to put that, but I don't think that really fits the build. Same thing with having, I guess he wouldn't technically drop this anywhere, or give it to anyone else. But I just think that that's pretty sweet. But overall, like I said, I already liked the figure once, so to have it again, as I said, let's bring him in here. I like keeping him in robot mode. I don't know what it is. Look at that, another spiderweb. I like keeping him in. I just think the robot mode for him looks so sweet, so that's awesome. But I like having multiples of things, and in this case, like I said, for the price point and everything, I think that it looks really cool, and I'm really happy to have it as part of my collection. It's no longer on sale, but I think it still only goes for like 38 bucks now or something like that. So it's still a little bit higher than some of the other ones, but you know, it's not in the 50s or anything like that. And I think that, you know, for the price point, it's really cool. And it's like, I don't have a G1 of this, so I'm happy to have, you know, 2 of these for my collection. I can play around with different pictures and stuff like that. You could check it out on my Instagram page. So once again, thanks for checking out another one of our Transformer Friday videos. If you like what I'm doing, please consider giving a like, a sub. I'm doing videos every week, including action figures and stuff like that. So thanks so much for hanging out as I geek out and enjoy yet another Transformers. But until next time, remember my motto: no discount, no deal. Catch you next time. Is that you, Megatron? Here's a hint.